I love my new life. It's busy, but it's good. The city is always alive and there's always something happening. It's a stark contrast to the quiet life I used to know. I have a great job in the city. My office is modern and my colleagues are wonderful. Every day brings new challenges and opportunities.
Her husband, Andrew, was still adjusting. He missed their old friends and the familiar faces of their previous neighborhood. Their son, Josh, was studying abroad, and he wouldn't be back for months. The distance was hard on all of them.
I miss them both dearly. Sometimes the silence at home is overwhelming.
Still, Brianna was happy. She found joy in the little things, like a morning coffee or a walk through the bustling streets. She had worked hard to get here. She was finally living her dream. Every project she completed was a step closer to her goals. It was just a little lonely sometimes. The city, despite its vibrancy, could feel isolating. Brianna lived in a charming little town, a world away from the city's hustle and bustle. It was a place where everyone knew each other. Every morning she'd take the train. She loved watching the scenery change from the peaceful countryside to the energetic city. Lush green fields gave way to towering skyscrapers. It was a beautiful transition that she never grew tired of. It was a daily reminder of her journey, a journey of growth, change, and new beginnings. The train ride was her time. Time to think, time to relax, time to prepare for the day ahead. But today something felt different. The air was thick with an unsettling silence. The usually crowded train was almost empty. Only a handful of people were scattered throughout the car.
It's probably nothing, just my imagination.
The train screeched to a halt at her station. Brianna gathered her things and stepped off. The platform was deserted. The only sound was the distant hum of the departing train. An uneasy feeling crept over Brianna. She quickened her pace.
Just get to the car. Just get to the car and everything will be fine.
As she neared the parking lot, she noticed something strange. The air felt heavier, and a chill ran down her spine. A shadowy figure stood at the edge of the lot, barely visible in the dim light. It was too far to make out any details, but Brianna could feel its eyes on her. The sensation was unnerving. Her heart pounded in her chest, each beat echoing in her ears.
It's nothing. Just someone waiting for their ride, she tried to convince herself.
But her instincts screamed otherwise. Every fibre of her being told her to be cautious. She risked a glance back. The figure was gone. Had she imagined it? Relief washed over her. Brianna fumbled with her keys, eager to get inside her car and lock the doors. Her hands trembled. She took a deep breath, trying to calm her racing heart. The parking lot seemed eerily quiet. Suddenly the figure emerged from behind a pillar. It was closer now, and it was definitely moving towards her. Panic surged through her veins.
Terror shot through me. I froze, my mind racing. What did it want? Why was it following me?
Her hand trembled as she reached for her phone. No signal. Of course, the lights in the parking lot flickered. One by one they went out, plunging Brianna into darkness. She was trapped, alone, with a stalker.
Help! Somebody, please help!
But her voice was swallowed by the night. The figure was getting closer. Brianna could hear its footsteps now, slow and deliberate. She closed her eyes, bracing herself for the worst. This was it. This was how it ended. Suddenly, the lights flickered back on, casting a warm glow over the room. Brianna gasped and opened her eyes wide in astonishment. Standing before her were not one, but two familiar figures, both of whom she hadn't seen in months.
Andrew, Josh, she exclaimed, her voice filled with a mix of shock and joy.
They were both grinning from ear to ear, clearly enjoying the surprise they had orchestrated.
"Happy birthday, Mom!" Josh said, his voice brimming with excitement.
Josh exclaimed, his eyes twinkling with mischief. Andrew held a cake with flickering candles, the soft light dancing on their faces.
"Surprise!" he shouted, his voice echoing in the room.
He said, chuckling, clearly pleased with their successful surprise. Brianna stared at them, speechless, her mind racing to catch up with the moment. Relief flooded through her, followed by a wave of anger as she realized the scare they had given her.
You scared me to death, she shouted, her voice trembling. I thought I was going to die, she added, her heart still pounding.
Andrew and Josh burst into laughter, their joy infectious.
Oh, Mom, you should see your face, Josh teased, still laughing.
Brianna couldn't help but crack a smile. They really got her good this time. The rest of the evening was filled with laughter, cake, and the joy of being reunited, making the surprise worth every moment. Brianna might have been terrified for a few minutes, but the love and laughter of her family made it all worthwhile. The night ended with hugs, shared stories, and a renewed sense of togetherness, making it a birthday to remember.